Sweet little boo. How y'all doing? Let's keep rolling right along. All right. Honey, you see the title, College Boyfriend Part 2, the manipulative proposal. Okay, if you didn't get a chance to watch part 1, please go back and do that so you can get the backstory. Okay. Um, Here we go. So again, remember I told you this uh marriage proposal and it came up after I had gotten to a place where I had found my strength. I was moving on. I had cut the strings. What really helped me after I made the decision to go ahead and pray the right prayer and start moving on. I went home for the summer. Okay, so I was in college and I always had an apartment, so I stayed there. Usually and took classes and worked and all of that over the summer. But this particular summer, my grandmother had gotten very ill, and I decided I was going to spend the summer at home. And she passed away that summer, so I was glad I did that. But that space away from him really, really helped me to just get solid without him being in my life. And he would call, you know every now and again. I can remember like the day after my grandmom died. He knew she died. Okay, we were kind of keeping in contact. He called, and after he said his little, sympathy or whatever, he started immediately talking about himself again. Honey, just selfish level 4,000. Okay, talking about himself, talking about us, and if we were gonna get back together, and all of this, just going on and on. Just about himself. I can remember somebody was over to the house because it was the day after she died, and they were near me and they could kind of hear him, and he's like the while he's doing all this talking, and the girl that was heard it, she was like, why is he talking to you about that right now? That's just what type of person he was. Everything was all about him. And so here we go. And that distance, that I had gave me the opportunity to really, really see him for who he was, and really, really solidify that I was not going back into that mess. And so when I get back to college now, here he comes again, and so he called me one day. I just want to know if we can just go talk. I just want to go talk. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me put a pin right there. When you have made up your mind that you're done with that thing, whatever it is, and that you finish and you want to go back, ain't no more negotiations. You understand me? Take this right here, okay? This is a word within a word for you. There are no more negotiations. You don't negotiate with that. You don't negotiate with a manipulative person. You don't negotiate with a known liar. You don't negotiate with somebody who has disregarded you, who has constantly disrespected you, mistreated you. There are no negotiations once you make up your mind that it is finished. All right? Don't go back and forth with that individual, because they always going to say what you want to hear. They've been studying you all this time, whether you realize it or not. Okay? So he calls me with that. I just want to just go out and talk, it ain't got to be nothing, major. You ain't got to make no decisions. I just want to talk to you. Okay, we can go out, we can talk. So he picks me up and we go to this park and we walking out to this just beautiful scenic place. And I'm like, what is this about? I thought you said we was going somewhere to sit down and talk. Well, yeah, we gonna talk. So he goes out and we get out in the middle of this opening at this park. And the next thing I know, I look around and he's down on one knee with a ring. So during this toxic relationship where he was dragging me all over the place, through hell, high water, across hot coals, dragging me through the desert, whatever, everything that he was dragging me through, we had talked often about marriage in that period of time. And so he knew exactly what type of ring I wanted. This is what I'm saying. They study you, y'all. Okay. He knew exactly what type of ring I wanted. So he went and got my favorite stone, my favorite setting, all of this. And he gets down on one knee. And I'm sitting up here like, we weren't together. This is the same dude that did not bring up marriage at all when I was pregnant. Now here you come. After I'm finished with you, after you have cheated 18,000 times over, after you done got my car scratched up by some woman, after you've been riding all over town making a fool out of me, now you want to come up here and get down on one knee and ask me to be your wife? Y'all, I looked at that joker like he was speaking Mandarin. I ran. Like, I literally stood there like, what is this? Are you serious right now? And the awkward silence that was standing there, and I didn't do nothing to try to break the silence. I just stood there looking around like I had fallen into the Twilight Zone, because that's how it felt. Like, you got to be kidding me right now. Is this really happening? And it kind of pissed me off, because this is a moment, my mama started talking about marriage with me very, very early on, y'all. Very early on. Bless her heart. But y'all, please don't do that to your children, okay? She didn't mean no harm. But I'm talking about early on. It was talks of marriage. And so this is something I've, been looking forward to all my life. And you sit up here and take me through all this hell and then turn around and come up with a ring. And the silence was so awkward that he actually got up off his knee and was like, I mean, never mind. I see I just sprung this on you. Yeah, you did. So I ended up telling him, hey, look, I can't even talk to you about this right now. I need some time, to try to sit with this. And I let him, keep his ring and take me back home that day. But here's the trick, y'all. It was never really about wanting to marry me. It wasn't about him wanting me to be his wife. It was just about him getting a foot back in the door so he can continue his manipulation. That's all it was about. Hear me very clearly. When you decide that you are about to cut the strings and no longer be somebody's puppet, don't you know they can feel when you ain't on the other end of that string no more, and they can't just yank your chain whenever they feel like? They can feel that, sugar, and they will do whatever it takes, all right, to get back in your good graces, except for actually change. And that's the whole word right there. You better take that and run with it. They will do whatever it takes just to get back into a place where they're controlling you again. They will do whatever it takes except for actually change. Except for actually acknowledge the mess that they've done and make a turn. Yes, there are exceptions to every rule, but I'm talking about these actual manipulative, controlling, conniving people who are doing nothing in your life but trying to run you crazy. That they will do whatever it takes. So he was just like a rat. I hear tell, I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard people say if a rat can just get his head through a spot, then he can eventually wedge his whole body through the door. And that's what this joke was doing. He was just trying to get a little foothold in there so that he could eventually get back in his sweet spot of having me climb all over the walls and drive me crazy. So that proposal was not about me at all. And here go how I know. Because after that, he started calling again. Now we starting to talk again on a regular basis. I didn't sleep with him anymore after that. But now he popping up over my house again like it's okay for him to do. Never again, y'all, from that day on did he mention that proposal anymore. Weeks went by. He never said, well, have you thought about it? Well, he probably took that ring back the very same day because he had accomplished his purpose. He never said, hey, what's going to be up with us? Are we going to get back together? Do you want to marry me or not? It never came up again in conversation. So that's how I know it was all just about him and his purpose. And let me tell you this, honey, if you are struggling, I hope you take this word and I hope you run with it. A ring is not going to change somebody. I don't care. This is, like I told you before, this is not gender specific, okay? It's not going to change them, okay? This is not the ring from the Frodo Baggins movie, okay? This is not Lord of the Rings. It's not going to change their character and make them start being somebody that they're not because you give them a ring, all right? I don't care what you think. That is not the case, okay? If they have been a jackass all of this time, dragging you through hell, cheating on you, and then all of a sudden you think a ring is going to change that, it's not, sweet little boo. If she was trifling and ratchet and didn't want nothing from you but your money, then proposing to her, she's still going to be the same. After you get that ring, they may go, the symptoms may lay dormant for a little while, but the disease is still there, okay? If he has been, sometimes women, we think we go through all of this mess and nonsense with somebody and let somebody drag us all over town for 7, 8, 9 years. And then you think because you get a ring, you finally won the prize. No, sis. No, you did not. All you did was sign up for more torment and torture in hell. Okay? That's it. If that person's character has not changed, they have not changed anything they haven't changed their thinking, they have not changed their level of respect for you, just that piece of metal and saying, let's get married, that's not going to do anything. And sometimes all of that is something to appease you and to keep you there so that they continue the nonsense that they were doing in your life. That was the situation with him. Okay. So a few weeks go by. He's calling on a regular basis. He's saying, let's go out every now and again. And of course, Dodo is going. All right. He came over my house one day, y'all. And he sat there in my living room. I was in an apartment. It wasn't even, I mean, it's not that big. It's an apartment. You know what I'm saying? A college student apartment. And he checks his voicemail while I'm sitting in there, like I ain't gonna be able to hear. I mean, we like on the same couch. That show you how much respect he did not have for me. All right. And the girl, now he came over to the apartment again. Now he's begging me to take him back. The girl on the voicemail clearly ended the voicemail saying, I love you. Why the hell you are at my house sitting on my couch begging me to take you back? And then you dumb enough. You see who the call is from. Why would you even listen to the voicemail? Why you at my house? Child. So I said, did she just say she loves you? Nah, man, you making up stuff. They always try to make it seem like you're the one that's crazy, okay? People that's like that, all right? Nah, you just hearing something. Nah, she sometimes she call me lovey dovey. That's just a stupid name she be calling me. Why is there a she? Why is she, even if that was true, why is she calling you lovey dovey? If you got somebody calling you pet names, why are you at my house? Child. He denied it. He denied it. He denied it. I said, you know what? Get out and don't ever come back here again. And I meant that. That was that. I said, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your homie, because that was what this whole hanging out, it was supposed to be. Just let's work on our friendship and just see where it goes. Okay. I'm telling you, they know the stuff to say to try to wedge back in. Okay. And try to regain your trust. So that's what that time period is supposed to be about. I said, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to be your home girl. I don't want to see where it goes. I don't want anything but for you to get up and get out of my apartment and not to come back here again. And y'all was so calm. I know it probably stressed him out for me to be that calm, because I wasn't upset. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't cussing. I was just done. Period. Okay? Let me tell you something. When you get done, be done, boo. Put a period right there. Close the book. Throw it away, burn it, whatever you have to do, but do not go backwards into a manipulative, conniving situation just because somebody done figured out what it is that they think it takes to get your trust back, because that doesn't mean that they have changed anything at all. All right. So after that, that was it, y'all. And let me tell you this, when you good to somebody, because I was good to that boy. When you are good to somebody, they don't forget you. They will keep on trying to come back. They will keep on knocking on the door. It is up to you not to answer it. It is up to you to get sick and tired of being sick and tired, okay? Years later, y'all, he sent me a friend request on social media and on Facebook. And I clicked on his Facebook profile. He has changed his cover picture to a picture of me and him. Now, this was before, like, that picture wasn't taken in a digital format on no cell phone. It was taken with a real live camera. So he had to find the picture. He had to take a picture of it and then upload it and then send me a friend request. I'm talking about years later. So I was in college, this was early 20s. The picture and stuff popped up maybe 6 years ago. This when it happens. I politely deleted him, went on, blocked him, and went on by my business. I did not accept that friend request, because done is done. And I see the little manipulative game you playing. Why you even got this up? Why is this picture of me and you at a concert in our 20s? Why is this up here? Child, I'm telling you. But what I didn't know at that time was how to look inside myself and figure out what it was that caused me to stay as long as I did. I was too young and naive. All I knew was, okay, I'm finally over it. I'm getting out of this relationship. But I didn't know how to really do the self-analysis that needed to be done in order to figure out why I stayed there as long as I did in the first place, and what it was that he hooked on the inside of me that kept me there for so long. Okay. These are mind games, sweet little boo. People always try to talk about, oh, the D so good, the D so good. There ain't that much D in the world. It ain't that much D in the world to make you get dragged like that. Okay. It's something going on up here on the inside of you that if you don't figure out what it is, you're gonna keep on going through the same type of stuff over and over and over again. And so, of course, because I didn't even realize that that was something I needed to do. That's why I tell the young people, when you break up with somebody and it's traumatic like that, you need to go and go to counseling so you can see some things from a different perspective. Okay. So since I didn't do that, I didn't analyze my own, situation and what I needed to do differently. I ended up in more relationships like that. And we're gonna get into them. We're gonna get into them. And when the light bulb finally clicked on for me, and it was just a few years ago when I had dated that narcissistic pastor. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. All right, y'all, thank you for walking this journey with me. Again, like I said, if anything that I talk about triggers you and you need some therapy or life coaching, bj@bjword.com. That's all you have to do is send an email and we will get you started on the journey, sugar, because this thing is not about age and all of that. It's really not about that. It's not like you just hit us. I should know better. No, you just are where you are. But that don't mean you have to stay where you are. All right. Y'all take care and I'll see you soon. Bye.